everybody. Thank you very much for letting me speak here today. First, I want to congratulate everyone who's participated in the London Marathon today. London's been has had a very special place in my heart. I ran it 6 times and commentated on it 10 times. In the words of former race director Dave Bedford, it's the best marathon in the world. In my book, Marathon Wisdom, please buy a copy if you haven't already, I wrote about the importance of pausing for a moment when you have some success. As an athlete, I was always too impatient, but the time after a success is important for reflecting, taking stock and enjoying your success. The fight to save women's sports is turning out to be a marathon, not a sprint. Sometimes, for example, when I read last week in a thread about nearly 50 males competing in women's cycling, it can feel like things are desperate. But we have had some successes thanks to the amazing work of grassroots women's groups and women and men who have worked tirelessly. In my own sport, athletics, we've had some success. I want to thank World Athletics for prioritising the integrity of and fairness in the female category and excluding all trans-identifying males who've been through male puberty from the female category in world ranking competitions. Similarly, I want to thank UK Athletics for their statement on the 31st of March that they too have decided to follow World Athletics and exclude all post-puberty males from the female category in events that they license. These two bodies' decisions are real milestones, and being the #1 Olympic sport, I hope all other sports will follow suit. We need to pause and enjoy this success before the moment passes. I also want to thank all the brave male and female athletes who've spoken up in defence of the female category, especially the younger ones who are still competing. However, as we all know, there's a long way to go to roll back the damage wrought on women's sport and on female athletes by gender ideology. It's sobering to think that all this time, energy and money is being spent simply to get back to where we were just a few short years ago, before gender ideology came along, when women's sport was, as it should and must be, for females only. While UK Athletics' new policy is very welcome, males are continuing to compete in the female category in distance running in the UK. Last weekend, a trans-identifying male competed in the female category in the Manchester Marathon. We assume within UKA's transitional arrangements, which allow males already entered in races to compete. We don't know how many males have entered how many races before UKA's deadline, so we may yet see females suffering unfairness in their own category. The UK Athletics ruling only covers licensed events, so unlicensed events can do what they like, and this includes parkrun. Since the 31st of March, trans-identifying males have continued to participate in parkrun in the female category. A female parkrun course record has been held for nearly 4 years by a runner-born male. 3 females have not been recognised as they should have been as holders of this record. Parkrun is all about inclusion, which of course I wholeheartedly applaud. Okay, I'll try and speak up. But male inclusion in the female category always means exclusion of females. I also want to acknowledge the tens of thousands of females who've lost things of value during the many years that males have been allowed to compete in the female category in running in the UK. This includes Club Female Athlete of the Year awards, club records, an age group title in a recent half marathon, numerous parkrun victories, and many thousands of better finish positions. This theft of things of value on a massive scale from female athletes will, to my knowledge, never be acknowledged or rectified. Therefore, I want to recognise and congratulate those female runners now. You earned all those accolades fair and square, and it's a travesty that you were robbed. Some of them probably never even knew they were suffering unfair competition. The latest instalment of gender ideology in running, the non-binary category in the marathon, has now arrived. 5 of the 6 most prestigious marathons around the world marathon majors, have adopted a non-binary category, including London. Some people claim that the non-binary category, if it keeps males out of the female category, then surely it must be a good thing. If they want their own category and it doesn't affect male and female categories, then why not? Let me explain briefly why I think it should have no place in sport. First, the non-binary category conflates sex, which is part of immutable material reality, with gender identity. The two are not the same. Second, identifying as non-binary is not relevant in sport. The relevant features are sex, age, disability, and in some sports, weight. That's it. We don't have sports categories for holders of other irrelevant beliefs, such as flat earther or Scientologist. Third, males run on average 10% faster than females, so it's unfair against females. And finally, with a non-binary category, males have two categories in which to enjoy fair competition, while females have only one. It's 3 and 0 if males are allowed in the female category. Last Monday was the Boston Marathon, which is unique among marathons in that almost everyone has to qualify. Boston qualifiers are therefore highly sought after and well respected. The men's qualifying times are obviously faster than the women's times. For the non-binary category, Boston decided to set qualifying times which are the same as the women's. This meant that while non-binary females had to run as fast as their peers in the women's category, the non-binary males had the luxury of running 30 minutes slower than their fellow males in the men's division. From publicly available information, it's clear that several non-binary males availed themselves of this luxury. Both the Boston and New York City Marathon non-binary category winners, both of them male, have shown their support on Twitter for the expression, excuse my language, TERFs. So they appear to dislike women who assert their boundaries and want single-sex spaces. Why am I not surprised by this? The New York City Marathon non-binary winner has reportedly won over $20,000 for being a 2:45 marathon runner. Of course, this easy money is not on offer to females. This time, 2:45 is not even fast enough to qualify for the London Marathon's championship entry, the group below the elite athletes, which is comprised of very good club athletes. It took me many years of hard work, sacrifice, and dogged determination to reach a level where I could earn money from running. But if you are male, you can just utter the sacred words, I identify as non-binary, and earn good money while dispensing with the hard work that others have to do to earn a living from running. This morning, London became the latest of the World Marathon majors to adopt a non-binary category. When it announced this innovation last September, under investigation charity Mermaids tweeted its congratulations. The PA news agency reported in the last few days that 118 runners were entered to take part in the non-binary category. I haven't been able to find any results so far, but they should be available later. I want to finish by saying that trans and non-binary identifying people must be welcome and included in sport, while preserving the fairness and safety for females and the integrity and fairness of competition. Surely one solution for race directors and event organisers would be to robustly assert and defend the primacy of sex, not gender ideology, as the parameter on which competition categories must be based. And then they can do all they can to welcome and include people of all gender identities and none. Would that really be so hard? Thank you very much for listening.
Louise going to retake. Thank you.
Okay.